electrical tape. I like the sound that it makes. Listen to that.
You are so ridiculous.
I really am. I think I finally figured it out, y'all. That tape was like $1.50. Way cheaper than duct tape. And easier to use. I'm still using a hat to prop up this camera though. I will not give up that idea. So I decided to do something crazy and pray before I shoot this video. And so I've just asked God, please, oh Lord, allow me to say things that are important. Because a lot of the time, I say a bunch of stupid shit, and though I know that I'm entertaining, and I've been told that I'm a really good vlogger and all that, but I don't buy it. I mean, I get that I have talent and shit, but it's just, y'all have no idea, like, you know, the brilliance that happens, you know, immediately when we shut the camera off. It's like, that's when we say what really matters, you know? That sucks that, you know, I feel like I get cold feet, you know, whenever I have attention. Because, you know, I have this idea of, like, how I want things to be, and very rarely is it that. Very rarely does it live up to that. And as silly as it is to, like, even imagine that I could, like, you know, have this, like, perfect performance, it's just, it's still, like, something that I'm constantly, like, envisioning in my head. And I realize that the day that that dream dies, it's like I might as well just kill myself, you know? Like, if I were to have a perfect performance, you know, it would be just like Black Swan, you know, and I would bleed to death. So, I don't want to be Natalie Portman. So, you know, I guess it's good that I'm still, like, fantasizing about being perfect. But, something I wanted to talk about, loneliness. Such a happy topic. Back to my coffee drinking. I tried really hard to just, like, go decaf. And I was like, dude, if you're drinking decaf, you might as well commit suicide. You know, like, and that is how I feel about it. It's like I feel like I was dying, you know, drinking decaf. It was just terrible. And decaf tastes like shit too. It just, like, tastes watered down. I don't know if it's just, like, the lack of caffeine, but yeah, it was so depressing. So I'm back to drinking the regular stuff. And I already feel better. But, yeah, so I've been, like, really lonely. Not that that's anything new. I mean, it's cool, like, having this relationship with myself, but it kind of gets in the way. Like, it doesn't allow me to have much of a relationship with anybody else. Especially when, you know, if people don't satisfy me, which is often, I can just, you know, have a do-over in my brain. I used to do this shit all the time when I was growing up. Like, I'd have a really bad day at school, and then I'd go home and have a much better day. I would just, like, pretend that we were having a little rerun, you know? It was so much easier, you know, than just having to live with that awful day. Like, in my head, I was like, fuck that. I'll just do it again, you know? And, I guess a lot of people, they don't really have that option because they're not a Looney Tune, but, I guess it has its setbacks though, because like you never really feel like you're actually living your life. You know, like if you can live a separate life in your head at any point, then when are you actually living your actual life? That's a question. Now, I used to feel sorry for myself because of this, and sometimes like it is hard, like it's hard to be like this level, because it's just like a very intense degree of separation, you know, like I am somewhere else, like all the time, like even if I'm in reality, like I'm not really in reality. Like what the fuck is reality anyway, right? And I guess maybe that's why I have like this natural sort of aversion to like social media and all that shit. Like I know that I'm good at this YouTube crap, but like I don't like it. It scares me. It makes me sick. I feel like I'm a total raging narcissist, and it doesn't matter how aware of that I am, and my awareness cancels that out. It's like I still feel badly about it. And I'm sure it gets to like all YouTubers, whether they realize it or not. I mean, I'm sure it gets to them more if they don't realize it. But this job's all right, by the way, in case you were wondering what's the status? Do I still love the job? Not really. Mainly because it's like really slow and depressing. And by the way, Steak and Shake is no longer 24 hours, which doesn't surprise me since that place is so motherfucking chaotic. One of the reasons why it's so chaotic is because it's 24 hours. So I used to work there when it wasn't 24 hours. So, you know, my hours won't really change that much because we're going to close the store on the weekends at like 2 a.m. And that's what time I was getting off before. So, you know, we just stay till the store is closed, just like every other store. But, anyway, let's see what time it is. 5:02. Shit, 2 minutes late. I hope they don't fire my ass. They won't. They're pretty laid back here. But yeah, this job's okay. I actually like the job at the coffee shop more than I like this job, because there's just more for me to do. Like, they had a fuck ton of dishes, and I was like, let me do this. I like doing the dishes. I like feeling productive. But I work there during, like, the slow time. But because that place gets, like, really busy in the mornings, like, they don't really have people to do the dishes, so, like, the dishes are usually piled the fuck up, and just knock those babies right out. I think it's fun. Provides a sense of accomplishment, you know, cleaning things. That's, like, all I've been doing for, like, the past 2 days. Like, I bought a mop. I've bought, several, carpet cleaners, because my house is in shambles thanks to my cats. It's not just because of my cats, because my last roommate was an alcoholic, and she was, like, way worse than I was, which is, I mean, not in regards to alcoholism, but in regards to, like, you know, just letting her cats shit all over the house and, like, not doing anything about it, like, that kind of thing. Like, she just she should just kill herself too. I mean, really, like, these people that are just so apathetic about everything, like, why do you continue to live? You know, like, why don't you just nip it in the bud? And I know that that sounds cruel, but it's like, you're not growing, you're not evolving. Like, call me crazy, but like, I feel like the whole point of living is to, you know, grow and change and, you know, become like a better person, a more well-rounded person, a more open-minded person. Like, you know more shit as you get older. It seems like that's not happening for a lot of folks. So, and I'm not even just talking about politics, I'm talking about everything. But considering the fact that everything's political, I would say, like, if you're not working on yourself on a regular basis, and I don't mean it to the point that it's nauseating and you're just reading, you know, self-help book after self-help book after self-help book. I'm not suggesting that. I think that there's a little bit of overkill there. And if you do that, you know, you probably should also kill yourself because... Okay, when is suicide not the answer? Very rarely is suicide not the answer, okay? You know, I used to think I'm so alone, I should just kill myself, you know, and I feel like loneliness is what drives people to suicide quicker than anything else. And I'm the loneliest motherfucker you'll ever meet. But that's why, you know, we have a whole circus over here, you know, because it's just being a cross between, you know, a quiet borderline and a schizophrenic, disorganized, in case you didn't know. Though we are paranoid, but not paranoid to kill anybody. Please don't worry, okay? Cluster A is not the one you need to worry about. It's cluster B. But since we are partially in cluster B, you know, just try not to piss me off. If you piss me off, you're just gonna be like, you know, the brunt of my like mean jokes, basically, like for a minute, and then I focus on something else. But it's like, people they're so quick to like judge somebody, especially for like a mental illness. But like, I'm telling you, like, if I'm really open and honest about it, and you know, I'm not doing anything crazy, it's like, you don't really need to worry about me, you know? Like, anybody that has awareness of something, like, you don't... And I know that sometimes this isn't always the case, but it's like, if somebody's telling you that they have a problem with something, like, you should probably be like, oh, that's cool that you know that, because a lot of people don't know the problems that they have. And people that don't know the problems that they have, not only do they continue to blame other people and, you know, all outside stimuli for all of that inner turmoil, but it's like they never take responsibility for it, and they're very likely to, you know, make it somebody else's problem. Like, in response to, you know, playing the blame game, they're going to, you know, make other people their victims, pretty much. And you see this happening a lot. You know, like, say, like, somebody has a shitty childhood and, you know, their dad walks out, which, you know, is common, unfortunately. You know, that person's probably gonna take that baggage with them wherever they go. And if they don't realize that that's baggage, they're going to blame other people for that baggage. They're going to attract people into their life that remind them of that experience. And it's very important that, you know, you acknowledge these things and address these things. And you don't have to go see a therapist. You don't have to pay somebody $150. All you really need to do is just get a good friend. But good friends are hard to come by also. Especially now. Several friends of mine, like, no longer speak to me. And I don't know if it's just because I've moved to the right, but that wouldn't surprise me if that's the reason. But I think naturally, like, people would just kind of, like, back away from me because they realize, like, how counterculture I am. And they're like, I don't know if I want to associate with somebody that wears mismatched socks, you know. She's a little too crazy for me. But anyway, I'm gonna go to work. I'm already, like, way later than I was before. Lavasser. I'm just doing an impression of my friend Jessie Lavasser. She's from LA. That's how they talk in LA, apparently. Yeah, now it's 5:09. So I'm gonna go. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.